What is up, guitar legends? Sam Wild here. We're looking at the power slide today. This is a very strongly requested video. So many of you have been asking on my acoustic lessons when I do this effect, when I'm doing the slide into a chorus or into a solo. You're like, whoa, what did you do there? And I get so many comments asking, so I'm going to show you how to do it on electric or acoustic. Doesn't matter if you got electric or acoustic. There's a couple of extra tricks you can do on the electric, which is why I've got that for this lesson, but most of it you can do on your acoustic. Now, to do a power slide, it's actually really simple. Okay, the bare bones of it is you're using the bassier strings, okay, and you can use two fingers at once. I tend to use my second finger or my third finger, so these two biggest fingers basically, and you basically start off right over at the bridge end of your guitar. All right, you're gonna push the fingers into the fret as if you were gonna play a note, but obviously it sounds, it'll be totally random, but because you're gonna slide it as soon as you pick, it doesn't matter where you are. It really doesn't. You don't have to begin at a specific fret. Honestly, you can just come from anywhere. And all you're gonna do is just as you pick, you can pick nice and hard, by the way, and you wanna kind of strike through these top three bass strings. As soon as you do it, you're gonna keep the finger pushed in as you slide it down. Okay, you're essentially going, you're doing one fret at a time. Because it's so fast, it just sounds like meow. Right, you get this cool effect. You can even go up. You know, I do that sometimes, which sounds really cool in certain situations, especially if you've got like a delay on. You can go. So for example, you could do this, which sounds quite cool. You can do little high ones as well. Now you have to be careful when you're doing these power slides because often you're about to play a chord, right? Might be a power chord. Now this is why I tend to use my third finger or my second finger, depending on what the chord you're going to is. Let's say you're going to an E power chord, right? You need your first finger, okay? So you use one of the other fingers to do the slide, but getting ready with the other finger as you're sliding. Think about where you're going to, right? If I'm gonna go to like a, let's say an F sharp power chord on fret 2, in that case you've got three fingers taken up. It's quite difficult. You could use your second finger, or you could just get the actual power chord shape and slide that down. So I'm still picking, sliding, and then you pick again once you're there, of course. So sometimes you can use the actual shape. You can do the same thing on the A string. Alright, now if we want to take this a step further, we can apply different rhythms. So instead of just one strum and a slide like that, we can kind of do a rhythm. So you could go as you're sliding. Right? Another thing you can do is you use the first finger to slide down, third finger to slide up. But you can go down the D string, A string up, E string down. All right, and you do this really fast. You go like this. So that's quite cool. So I'm going down the D string with my third finger. So you pick the D string, of course, slide, up the A string with the first finger, down the E string with the third finger, into your chord. So D string, A string, E string. This sounds cool if you've got delay on. Right. Alright guys, everything I've shown you so far does work on the acoustic guitar as well as the electric. Okay, I do it on both just as equally. Okay, it's not like the electric is better, it works just as well on the acoustic. The only thing obviously is the delay effect. You need an amp for that. So this last thing I'm going to show you is more electric specific. You are going to need a crunchy sound, some distortion on there. And what we're going to do, instead of doing a finger power slide, we're going to do a pick scrape power slide. So you take the side of the pick and you're going to run it along the E and the A string. Potentially you could do the A and the D string, but you kind of push it equally on the A and the D string, and you're just gonna angle it and slide downwards like this. Okay, it sounds a bit loud and obnoxious, and you can actually, the actual sound without the amp is horrible, right? So you might be picking that up because the mic is right by this, but as an if you were in the audience, you would only hear what's coming out the amplifier, which is the awesome sound. So if I move my mic down here, so the trick with this is you kind of have to do it within the noise of the music, right? Because on its own, it might sound a little bit like, oh, it's a bit harsh and a bit screechy. Okay, the trick is you need to push in quite a little firmer than you think. So you push in quite hard so that you're almost touching the frets with the strings, but you're not quite, right? And then have a chord ready at the bottom, and you're gonna kind of flick through the strings at the end. So if I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, or you could do it for one beat, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you see I did it on one beat, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you can combine the two, so you could do a finger slide to the chord, then pick slide like this, which sounds pretty cool. Okay, you're gonna have to just get used to trying different speeds. If you do it slowly, if you do it fast, firmly, not firmly, different angles. Just try a few things, see what works on your guitar with your amp, and you get a feel for it. Okay, there tends to be like this middle part that sounds good for me, and then a certain speed as well sounds particularly good. For those of you that want to take your playing to the next level, make sure you sign up to my premium membership website. You'll gain access to all my backing tracks, all of my lessons, and I'll teach you how to improvise, solo, and play advanced chords. Enjoy the rest of your lesson, guys. All right, hopefully you get how to do it now. So let me explain where you can do this, right? Where are the best places? So I usually do this coming into a chorus. All right, so for example, let's take we'll do a pop and a rock song. So for a pop song, One Direction. So there was a nice gap there just before the chorus. So I went 1, 2, 3, 4. On beats 3 and 4, I was going chicka 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 chicka. Alright, so I go 1, 2, 3, 4. And it brings you into the chorus. Perfect example there. Let's do a rock song. Living on a Prayer, Bon Jovi. So we're halfway there. So after that, bum 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 bum, we do it there. When I do this live, I'll be lifting the guitar up. Right, I'll be standing up obviously. You can lift the guitar up and do the slide like that. Bah! Then you've got this physical movement as well, which looks really cool. But again, that was just before a chorus. There was a gap. Even if there wasn't a gap, let's say it just went, you can still replace some of those drums with the slide. And it still works. Another great place to add this slide is in the beginning of a song, so coming into your first chorus. So you've got the drummer counting in, 1, 2, 3, 4, boom. So imagine the drummer's counting in, you're on stage, you're about to perform the song, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so you just have your chord ready, coming on beat 1. Another thing we can do is pick slide into a solo, but you have to be careful because you're gonna have to shoot back before you play the first note. If your muting technique is really good, then you can scrape and flick into the note. But that's really difficult, so you might just want to slide and then quickly shoot back. Okay, so that's more advanced, trying to pick slide and then solo. Alright, the other thing you can do is you can use slides to just create cool effects. So if you have delay on, as I've shown you before, but you can also use the higher strings. Okay, so you could do like a tremolo pick. Right, I love doing that effect if there's like a breakdown. For example, when I play the song We Found Love by Rihanna, You know the breakdown that goes dun 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 dun. When that breakdown's going on, you can always get a delay on and go, and it just feels this, it gives this really cool ambient effect, right? It's just delay. And again, it's the same thing. The finger's pushed in and it's sliding downwards. I'm just alternate picking on the E string. Or you could do B string. Right, sounds really cool. Likewise, you can do a slide up with 1 or 2 strings. That's 1 string or 2. Just for a cool effect. Alright, that's everything, guys. If you found this video helpful or you learned something new, please give it a like. Make sure you subscribe as well and hit the notification bell icon so you know when new videos are coming out. Alright, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next lesson.